Click.
Welcome everybody, Jason Rozin here with US Enzymes Master Supplements. I have two distinguished guests to join us today. One who you all, I'm sure, know, very dear friend of mine, Troy Aupperle, the brains behind US Enzymes and my partner in crime for many years in formulating and continuing to try to bring enzymes to the world, especially our practitioners. And we also have his new right-hand man, Leon Peterson, who is also a huge just vat of knowledge when it comes to enzymes. And then the future for US Enzymes is the new Cleansxym product that we're going to talk about in depth today, that is just going to take our Cleansxym from basically not even a reformulation, just to a completely different product on a completely different planet. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Troy, why don't you take it away and kind of maybe start from version 1, and then I know you've got some great information as we go through and talk about how exciting it is to have this new version.
Yes, quite a difference. So obviously Cleansxym, the label looks the same, so we want to make sure that that you're not misled. So it's the same color, looks the same, but it's completely different. So as we go through the different mechanisms, we're going to discuss each of those and kind of point out those differences so that it's very clear that this product is absolutely brand new. So let's just dive right in here then.
Sounds great.
Yeah, we're just again stating that this product, Cleansxym, is an exceptionally simple and incredibly effective way to cleanse the entire gastrointestinal tract, both large and small intestines. So, and then we're going to jump in. We'll cover the first mechanism here. So this obviously deals with our strength and why it's in the product line to begin with, because of it's an enzyme-based product. So if we look out in the world today, and the average person, looking at their gut biome, that we're going to see something called biofilm, which obviously we put a little explanation here, but again, it's just the protective coating that these bad negative forms of bacteria are producing to hide from your immune system. So without the enzymes, there's really no way to get at them. So what we did, the profile of enzymes that we have are very specific, obviously, because these are mostly cellulitic.
Fiber digesting.
Yes, cellulitic substrates that need to be digested in order to expose the biofilm or the bad bacteria. So, starting with beta-glucanase, xylanase, cellulase, hemicellulase, and chitinase. So those are going to do all the work on the cellulitic side. And then, of course, there's going to be some proteins in there. So protease is the main workhorse that's going to digest those. So that's again one of the main differences. If you look at a lot of cleanse products that are out there, as we go through here, you're going to see that there's very few of them that have anything to do with enzymes. And also just looking at the activity level. So these are very, very high activity levels. So we didn't get into the comparison thing here, but again, that's just what US Enzymes is known for. These are just very small dosage, high potency enzymes that will do their job.
Absolutely. And just to maybe a quick comment, there are a few products out there that do contain a few fiber digesting enzymes, and like you said, Troy, they're usually lower activity, and almost none of them have chitinase. And if you're lucky enough to find one with chitinase, and it usually comes from a shellfish. So our line's completely vegan, high activity, super clean enzymes. And then the kick in the pants, which we're going to start covering next.
Yeah, then the last piece that we added to this was the astrozyme. So again, that's a studied enzyme that proves that it breaks down proteins into peptides and amino acids, and does so in a very quick and efficient manner. So again, that was added to this. So this was not in the original product.
Right. I believe around 40% speed in protein hydrolysis from the test group with the astrozyme. So that's huge.
Yeah, and then I'm going to just differentiate the differences as far as the quantities and the quality of the next mechanism here. So reactive oxygen species. So in the original product, there was 100 milligrams of this, and there was no standardization. So we really have no idea, looking back, what the activity level was, so to speak, of the ROS, where today it's at a very high standard. Leon's going to talk a little bit more about that in depth here. Great. But in the new product, it's 500 milligrams. We're talking 5 times the quantity, per capsule for this. This is really the main workhorse, the one that's going to be doing most of the, once the enzymes break up the biofilm, this is what will actually go after that, those negative forms of bacteria.
So, the original product, like Troy was saying, only had 100 milligrams of the ozonated magnesium, and so we've done a lot of work at standardizing the magnesium so that it contains the most ROS out on the market. We've compared it to other ozonated magnesium products, which there's one that had a very high amount, but still not as high as what we standardized ours to. In the testing of those other products, they were kind of all over the board. Some were had a good steady oxygen content, but they were very low. And the one that came in at the highest was, like I said, it was all over the place. Sometimes it would come in high, sometimes it would come in low as far as its oxygen content. And so what we've done that's kind of unheard of in the market is we've standardized it. We've gotten ours to where it'll be consistent every time at a very high ozone concentration, oxygen concentration. The interesting thing about this is the process that it goes through. Which is extensive in itself. We take magnesium and introduce it to hydrogen peroxide, ozone, and it takes it through different chemical states of peroxone, trioxidane, magnesium peroxide, superoxides, magnesium hydroxide, and magnesium oxide. So what you're left with at the end process is an incredible blend of ROS that the immune system also makes those types of ROS that kills bacteria, virus, cleanses the body of unwanted things that are harmful. So very, very high potency, very well thought out and standardized.
Yeah, which is, again, something that hasn't been done yet. Yeah. So, and again, that's a first, for U.S. Enzymes, right? That we have a product that's now it's got the 1-2 punch. We've got the enzymes that will expose them, and now we have something that will actually go after them. That's very consistent and very powerful.
Which is also huge because the patients are so different. You can, like Leon was saying, you get one off the market from the health food store, from another practitioner, and maybe the oxygen content was really low and the patient's like, oh, I felt nothing. And then they get one with the oxygen content really high and they're like, they're just going to get this mixed bag of results. Having something that's consistent is just huge, and something we've been preaching, for years now.
Okay, so moving on, 3. So something new for this formula: Cleansxym contains citric acid, provide a proper pH for the release of the ROS. So again, very important. So that's in the formula itself. So we're not, expecting or what's assuming is the word I'm looking for here, that your body or your patient's body is going to have the proper pH in order for this to work. So that's why it's in here, and it's under other ingredients. So again, it's not a large amount that's required. Just again, it's a very small amount that will kind of set it off and on its kind of chemical reactions.
Yeah, there's so many nutritional products out there that ask the patient to provide the activating ingredient, and with the state of health today, it's a tough ask for just about anyone to have what's necessary to activate some of these things.
All right, and then the fourth mechanism is, so the oxygen's connected to magnesium, And what we want to make clear is that this source of magnesium is not nutritional. It's like if you need a magnesium supplement, then get a different form of magnesium. This magnesium stays mostly in the digestive tract, and what it does is it attracts water, fluid, and it helps with the cleansing process.
It's the carrier.
It's the carrier, yeah. It's the carrier of the oxygen, but so it does two things. It carries the oxygen, but it also, like I said, it draws water into the digestive tract.
And you know what looks deceiving on the label, because it is a magnesium, we have to list the daily value and percentage.
Yep.
So it's at 125%, but you're not going to get any of that. It's all going to be eliminated, you know, out the other end. So again, that's why we're saying if you need it for nutritional use, then get another form of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, fifth mechanism. So again, this was not in the original formula. Potassium chloride to replenish quantities lost in the cleansing process. So again, if you're flushing, you know, those kind of quantities of magnesium through the body, you know, you'll also potentially have some potassium loss as well. So this is, again, just to it'd be minimal, but again, this is like one of those kind of just well thought out products that you say, hey, you know, worst case, if somebody, you know, this is being leached out of the body, that at least we're replacing it, so there's no further issues, you know, with the potassium magnesium balance.
Yes.
And the last one I'm going to kind of let you cover. So Cleansxym has this was in the original product, calcium silicate, also known as bentonite clay.
Yeah, this is a huge added ingredient, and you know, maybe take a step back, as people will notice from the old formula who did use it, there was a panel of herbs in there as well that were there to design to support detox. But as you guys mentioned, people would need to take such a high amount to get the, you know, the amount of, you know, oxygenated magnesium they're looking for, that they would have reactions to the herbs. So this is just a much cleaner way to go, completely removing those panel of herbs. And then this is your baby for soaking up things that might start to need to be bound up after you start cleansing out your system. So calcium bentonite clay, to me, is the hands down best way to bind up things without stressing out your immune system, and without stressing out your liver, and without stressing your kidneys. And it's very important that bentonite clay comes as a calcium form. And we have an outstanding source of this from Dr. Bob Carpenter, who we've known for years, who is one of the top research scientists when it comes to aflatoxins. He's worked a lot in Africa, where poor people have had they have a very limited food supply. One of the things he found is a few of the tribes he worked with had was corn, and it was always moldy. And these people really, it was either eat moldy corn or eat nothing. And by using his bentonite clay, he was able to get the nutrition from the corn into the people without having them become mycotoxic. So just huge additional player for, you know, this really well thought out and next generation formula.
Yeah, and then we're just going to mention something additionally, you know, as important as all of these things, is that the original product was in a vegetarian capsule. So what we've found through our research is that the magnesium, once it hits you know, certain pH in the stomach, that it basically just unloads, and all at one time. So there's no time, time lapse. I mean, it's just instead of releasing the oxygen over 6, 12, or 14 hours, it releases it all within the first few minutes. It's just right, it just explodes and is gone. So, you know, we had to go back, because even all the competitors out in the marketplace that sell these products to this day, they're all in veg caps. So it makes no sense to us. I mean, all their supposed research saying, oh, this lasts for X period of hours, it doesn't. I mean, it just simply is gone almost instantaneous, and we saw that through our research. So we did two things to remedy that. One was to put it in a delayed release acid resistant capsule, so then it's going to make it through the stomach and actually, you know, release where you want the cleansing to happen. And then
Absolutely.
The second part of that was, and this is also just more of a trademark of Master Supplements, you know, is the sodium alginate. So I don't know if you want to chime in a little bit on that, Jason.
Yeah, that's just been another huge blessing in this new partnership. is the technologies that they have is a patented acid resistant system that's very simple, but completely proven to protect products from the stomach's pH. So it works amazingly well for probiotics, but then we found it has aspects when it comes to, you know, this huge, and then also certain enzymes that are more sensitive to the stomach that we're going to be using it for. So just another huge blessing just to take these formulas to the complete next level, and really nothing else out there like them.
Yes. Yep. Very clear, you know, delineation between this product and what's being sold out there. So yeah, we can just cover the features quickly here. So again, what we founded US Enzymes on was, you know, obviously small dosage quantities with very high activity. So that's consistent with this product. Again, the gluten, dairy, soy-free, non-GMO. Again, all the products 100% vegan, vegetarian, no artificial ingredients, and then of course it has the kosher, halal, and organic compliance. And then of course from the patient or the person that's taking the products, you know, the benefit side, obviously it's going to relieve occasional constipation, you know, aids in cleansing the gastrointestinal tract, helps maintain your healthy gut microbes, promotes regularity, relieves occasional gas and bloating, aids in strengthening the immune system. And, you know, we could talk a little bit more about that. I mean, that's, you know, super important with this. I mean, that's really, we say it's a cleansing product, but it's really, you know, a strengthening the immune system product, you know, first and foremost, and cleansing is kind of secondary.
Yes. Huge.
Yeah.
And again, getting the oxygen delivered lower into the intestinal tract is also just so massive, because then you get a chance to deliver it to the blood. And so many people just, they do not get enough oxygen in their blood. They don't exercise enough, don't drink enough water. This is just a really nice way to get that in there.
Yes. Yep. Very effective. And of course supports the beneficial probiotic growth. So again, it's just, it not just cleanses, but I mean, it's kind of like we talked about in the very first slide there, that, you know, it's altering the terrain, right? I mean, it's not just squeezing it out the other end and leaving, you know, the environment the same. I mean, this is actually, you know, this is going to radically change what's going on.
Absolutely.
So again, very, like with the low dose we talk about, 1 capsule 2 times a day with meals. If need be, you could take 2 capsules, you know, 2 times a day with meals. But for the average person, you know, taking 1 capsule twice a day is plenty.
Yeah, plenty. Even just a couple a week if you're in really good shape and you're healthy, and you're at home eating, you know, good healthy food. If you're eating out, I'd say it'd be a must, but or around Christmas time.
Right. So with the cleanse part, if you're going to take on doing the cleanse, you're going to kind of like ramp up. So if you're taking, you know, starting with 2 capsules 3 times a day with meals, so 6 capsules your first day, you know, you get up the next morning, you should have some kind of, you know, bowel movement or some action going on. So then if that's comfortable and not too explosive, then, you know, just, you know, maintain that dosage. If you have nothing happening, like, okay, and we've seen people, you know, not have something happen. So then you take three times a day, so 9 caps a day. The next day, again, you know, you should have something happening. And worst case, I mean, this is probably 1% of the population, or the 1% of the people that we've gotten feedback from. You know, they'll have to take it, you know, 4 times or 4 capsules 3 times a day, you know, to get things moving. And once they are, you just maintain that level. And again, whatever length of time you have, you know, you can do that. We put on here just a range from 3 to 10 days.
Yep.
Okay, a couple warnings. Again, these are just, you know, us being conservative, erring on the conservative side. So obviously not for use by children under the age of 12, not for use by women that are pregnant or lactating. And of course, if you have any kind of cardiac or kidney disease, you want to consult your healthcare professional before taking the product. Of course, our handy dandy FDA disclaimer.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, I don't know if there's a kind of a summary we want to, you know, again, like I think you mentioned the fact that the main difference is we took out all of the herbs. I mean, the herbs was a huge percentage, probably 40% of the product, the old product.
Yep.
So now by removing those, it freed up a lot of space to increase the main ingredients, the enzymes and the magnesium, you know, like we said, up to 5-fold.
Yeah, and when just to what we've discovered in the last 3 or 4 years about detoxing too, and from people like Dr. Kelly Halderman and Eric Balkovich, we know that the herbs, you know, that we were using probably aren't the best way to go, and that's why we develop products like Sun Balance and Sulforozyme, much better route to go. So, you know, these can be taken right along with any cleansing program. I would highly recommend, you know, those 3 products for anyone doing a cleanse, just to boost the effectiveness. Far better than having a bunch of herbs in there like we did before.
Yep. Big difference. And I just think too with this, I mean, you know, it's non-toxic, non-habit forming. There's no cramping. There's nothing of that, you know, associated with herbs, right? So we've removed all of the kind of the bad experiences and just left the good stuff. So yeah, this is, like we said, we're super excited about this product. I mean, this has been a long time in the making. And a lot of research, a lot of due diligence has gone into standardizing this and making it the best of the best before we you know, put our label on it.
Yeah, I know we've sent out a few test batches before we even upgraded the formula further, and the feedback we were getting was already fantastic. So yeah, I just can't wait for this to get into the hands of our practitioners and really see what it can do to benefit and bless their patients. Yeah,
so again, any inquiries as far as the product, that'll be posted on the website, usenzymes.com, as well as if you have any questions, you can contact Jason at usenzymes.com.
Yes, and if you are a practitioner and find this on the internet by some chance and you want to, we do sell only to practitioners. You just need to go to the usenzymes.com and request an account, and then we'll get you qualified for a practitioner-based account. So yeah, Troy, Leon, huge thank you for joining us, sharing your wisdom.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. And we look forward to, just, you know, garnering just amazing testimonials and reports about this product.
Amen. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.